You're a deer.
You're an antelope. Later on, we'll go out in the range and play, huh? Am I in love? Am I in love? Well, to leave it up to you. Where's Mike?
Interesting facts about famous people.
Jane Russell, Westerns. Jane was an actress, one of Hollywood's leading sex symbols in the 1940s and 50s, starring in more than 20 movies. One of the era's sex bombs, along with Marilyn Monroe, Raquel Welch, Brigitte Bardot, and more. Famous for her beauty and for her impressive presence, charisma, and cup size. From the Midwest, moved to California. Her first role was in Howard Hughes The Outlaw, 1943. After appearing in several films in the 50s, including Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, today we will be taking a look at her westerns. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Let's get into it. The Outlaw, 1943. Newly appointed Sheriff Pat Garrett is pleased when his old friend Doc Holliday arrives in Lincoln, New Mexico on the stage. Doc is trailing his stolen horse. It's found in the possession of Billy the Kid. In a surprising turnaround, Billy and Doc become friends. This creates a friendship between Doc and Pat. This odd relationship between Doc and Billy grows stranger when Doc hides Billy at his girlfriend Rio's place after Billy is shot. Things get interesting from here. Jane Russell got the role after a nationwide search by Howard Hughes for a busty actress. Film debut of Jane Russell. After the film was a success, she signed a 7-year contract with Howard Hughes, but then she found out he only wanted to use her in movies where she was scantily clad. Film debut of Ben Johnson, who played an uncredited deputy. The Paleface, 1948. Someone is selling guns to the Indians. To find the culprit, Calamity Jane and a secret agent go undercover, posing as man and wife. When the agent is killed, Jane needs a new husband, none other than innocent, painless Peter Potter, an inept dentist and coward whose goal is to leave the West far behind. When their wagon train is attacked by the Indians, it's Jane's skills with a gun that saves the day, creating an instant hero to the locals, an instant target to both the gun runners and the Indians. Until Blazing Saddles, 1974 came out, this was the highest grossing Western parody of all time. Annette Warren, who sang for Ava Gardner in Showboat, 1951, and Lucille Ball in Fancy Pants, 1950, was also the singing voice for Iris Adrian in The Paleface.
Then they cut the ropes.
Son of Paleface, 1952. Junior Potter returns to claim his father's gold, which is nowhere to be found. Mike is the luscious head of a gang of thieves, and Roy Barton is the federal marshal, hot on her trail. Bob Hope offered the role of Mike to Maureen O'Hara, but she turned it down. O'Hara loved the script, but she was going through an unhappy period in her marriage, and felt that she would not be able to be funny in the film. Frank Tashlin wanted to direct this film, because he disliked Norman MacLeod's direction of Paleface 1948, for which he wrote the script.
To the dearest, my one in the world, she's the answer to all of my prayers. California Road.
Montana Belle, 1952. In this fictionalized biography, Oklahoma outlaw Belle Starr meets the Dalton gang when rescued from lynching by Bob Dalton, who falls for her. So do gang members Mac and wealthy saloon owner Tom Bradfield, who's enlisted in a banker's scheme to trap the Daltons. Dissension among the gang and Bradfield's ambivalence complicate the plot, as Belle demonstrates her prowess with shooting irons, horses, and as a surprising racy saloon entertainer. Ann Sheridan and Brian Donlevy had been considered for the leads. This is a remake of Belle Starr 1941. The Dalton gang were real-life outlaws and bank robbers, operating chiefly out of Oklahoma Territory, Indian Territory, and Kansas, from 1890 to 92. The $100,000 reward money for the Daltons would be the equivalent of about $3,275,000 now.
I'm going to anything. I'll be all yours. Honestly yours.
Foxfire, 1955. Amanda Dartland accompanies her half-Apache husband, Jonathan, to a mining community where he will supervise the excavation of a mythical Apache treasure. His jealous rages and macho attitude cause her much pain. The excavation project is threatened by prejudice and fear. Amanda tries to bridge the cultural gap. Jonathan must do the same, or lose her. Mesmerizing brief performance by Celia Lovsky as Princess Saba. This film was being shown in a theatre of the ocean liner Andrea Doria when she was struck and eventually sunk by the liner Stockholm in July 1956. The film was interrupted by the collision. According to Leonard Maltin, Jeff Chandler sings the title song for which he also wrote the lyrics. The Tall Men, 1955. Two brothers, Ben and Clint, join a cattle drive from Texas to Montana. While heading for Texas, they save Nella from the Indians, and she decides to ride with them. Ben and Nella start to get romantic, but Ben isn't ambitious enough for her, and she soon meets up with the boss of the cattle drive. Will she make the right choice, and more importantly, will the cattle make it to Montana? It was reported that Clark Gable, who described himself as 6'2", wore lifts to look taller than his 6'4" co-star Robert Ryan in several scenes. Gable also stood on a box and looked taller than Ryan when they first see the Jayhawkers. Clark Gable crash dieted before filming began in order to lose 25 pounds. Robert Ryan became ill with hepatitis and had to leave the production for 2 weeks. Johnny Reno, 1966. One of 13 low-budget westerns produced by A.C. Lyles in the 60s. The premise is a simple one. Sheriff Johnny Reno is headed to a small town in order to see his one-time sweetheart, Nona Williams. On the way, he is set upon by two brothers who think he is after them. Forced to shoot one, he captures the other, Joe Connors, and brings him into town. His prisoner insists he is innocent of the crime the whole town want him hanged for, and after hearing his story, will Andrews believe him. Shot in Technoscope, as it was cheaper than CinemaScope. During the brawl between Dana Andrews and Lyle Betker, the faces of their stunt doubles were seen frequently and in close-up, particularly in the final moments. Waco, 1966. Preacher Sam Stone and his new wife, Jill, stand by the grave of Sheriff Billy Kelly, who died trying to bring law and order to Emporia, Wyoming. Among the mourners are businessmen George Gates, Mayor Ned West, and his daughter Patricia. The mayor rejects Gates' suggestion that he release gunfighter Waco from jail to clean up the town. When Patricia is attacked by a cowboy after leaving her boyfriend, Scotty Moore, the mayor finally decides it is time to accept the governor's offer of amnesty for Waco. Jill Stone's first reaction, when learning that Waco had been released, is to leave town before Waco finds out that she, his former fiancée, has married the town preacher while Waco was in jail. Town boss, Joe Gore, is not overjoyed either, but Ike and Pete Jenner eagerly await the chance to shoot Waco for the death of their brother. Final film of Jeff Richards. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check out my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Mister, what are you and Bellows doing? Your fault. Last year when we got married.
Interesting facts about famous people.